All right, welcome back, guys. If people want to throw away their fertility, we are going to go pick it up and bring it to our site. So a lot of what I talk about on my channel is about maximizing energy flows into your little black box of a food forest. And a big way that you can add some energy flows into your food forest is just to go pick up other people's waste streams. So right now you probably have an idea of where I'm going with this. It's the best time of the year to go pick up free fertility. So let's go. So we've got our trailer set up. We're stacking functions with going to get the kids. And we're gonna go look for some leaf bags today. Okay, and this is what you're looking for. Large trees, tons and tons of leaf bags. So we double check what kind of leaves are in here. So we've got basically oak and maple pretty much exclusively in all of these leaf bags here. All right, so this is what like 20 minutes work looks like. So that is 52 bags of the best fungal growing, quick breakdown, soil building fertility that you can hope for to add to your gardens, specifically to tree-based, fungal dominated soil loving food forests, leaves. Okay, now the only better thing to find in these is to find that someone used a shredder and pre-shredded it for me. I might get a little pickier with the rest of the leaf bags I pick up. This will be good for compost for the year. But in terms of making leaf mold, I might actually be a little pickier and only pick up shredded leaves. Okay, now the reason why you want shredded leaves is because that's the way that you maximize the surface area, and it'll speed up how quickly the leaves will break down, and they also won't mat as much. Which means more oxygen's getting into the pile, which means less anaerobic microbiology. And remember, the line in the sand between good guys and bad guys is, are you aerobic? So we want lots of air getting into our leaf pile if we're making compost, leaf mold with them. So we want them shredded, whether we do it ourselves or someone else does it for us. Yeah, if I can get someone else to shred the leaves, and those are the bags that I selectively pick up, then I'll do that. Sometimes I just want a ton of leaf bags, so I'll just go get, big, fat, full bags. Okay, and when I say I want big, fat, full bags, it's because I want the bags to be full of actual leaves. Trust me, I know from experience, you will get a whole bunch of random plastic and cigarette cartons, toys that people ran over with their lawnmower, literal garbage, pop cans, beer cans. You'll get everything in a house that only has maybe 2 leaf bags. Because when somebody's got 30 stuffed leaf bags on the front of their lawn, and there's a huge maple tree or oak tree on their front lawn, it typically means that those bags are full of just leaves. If you go to someone's house and they've got like 2 leaf bags, you're gonna get who knows what in there, and they might throw you some special treats. Like I've had plastic bags full of dog poop in there before. Just you get a whole bunch of nasty little surprises. So when you pick up something and it's just giant leaf bags, you know that pretty much they stuffed 30 bags full, there's just leaves in there. So that's what you want to look for: huge leaf bags and someone with tons of leaves. And for areas that you want to kind of focus on, if you can, you really want to go downtown. So you want to go downtown where there's old established homes, from turn of the century homes, and they're on tiny little lots, because you get an old home that typically means they have mature trees and they have smaller lots. So you have this giant tree on a small lot, you got a ton of leaves that they don't want there. It's just way too many for them. If you go out in the country, what a lot of people will typically do is rake their leaves up and just stick them in the back 40 of their lot. So you're not going to really find that much, and the things that you'll find in those leaf bags will tend to be stuff that they don't just want to throw out in the back there. Like it might be just a bunch of like bush clippings and stuff like that, which isn't terrible. I mean, all that stuff will decompose. It'll just be slower. The reason why we're going for the leaves right now is because they decompose really, really, really fast, and they're actually high nitrogen carbon ratio of compost. Actually, in fact, leaves themselves are really close to the ideal ratio. And leaves mixed with like a little bit of coffee grinds, for example, that you can acquire in massive volume from coffee shops or just from your own coffee. Those two things together will give you almost a perfect ratio. But leaves themselves is like really close to the ideal ratio for carbon nitrogen, so they'll decompose really fast. That's one of the reasons why they decompose so quickly. Plus they're thin, and there's that maximizes surface area. So shred them up. Leaves are great. Go collect them. Okay, now I don't know how crazy I want to go this year with the leaf bags. Maybe 3 years ago I collected 1,200 leaf bags. I have a Reddit post, which maybe if I can find, I'll see if I can link it down in the video below. It's like a photo collage of the process that I use. But I will probably still do it and make a future video on it. And what I'll do, I'll kind of explain it in this video, and I'll show you in that video. So I'll actually take the leaf bags there and I'll spread them in a circle on like a wide open circle on my front lawn. And then I'll mow them and shoot them in towards the center. And I'll mow it around and around and around, and I'll make this giant pile. And then I'll rake the pile up and we'll do stuff with it. We'll put it in leaf mold bags. I'll actually go show you a pile that I made last year, actually 3 years, sorry. And we'll look at what the soil looks like now. But anything I don't collect when I rake it up, that all ends up feeding the soil for the grass. So if you notice, the center of my lawn is very, very healthy. All right, so let's just pop over and look at that leaf pile that I did. Jerusalem artichokes are getting ready to harvest. So we'll have to harvest some of these. I don't think I'll do 3 bins again. So I put a big pile of leaves over here. You can actually see I've been using some of this, digging in it to use for my potting mixes. Specifically for tree-based potting mixes. But if you go in, look at how nice this soil is. This is about as good as you can get. Now, does that look good or what? Now that pile was probably maybe about 100 to 250 bags, somewhere in that area. And it made probably about 2 yards of compost, maybe 3 yards of compost, of really good compost. That stuff's expensive. And you know, I did 50 bags now in about, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. So yeah, it's a pretty good return on investment. Probably about an hour's worth of work, and you can get 3 years from now, with a little bit of patience, you can get probably 2 to 5 yards worth of insanely rich composted leaf mold that you don't have to do anything with. Just stick it in a pile and let it kind of build and decompose. And if you think about that, 1 hour's worth of work for like maybe 2 to 5 yards worth of leaf mold, you got to wait 3 years for it or so, but still, that is a really good wage. Go price out how much really well done leaf mold is. Okay, so whether you make compost with them, whether you just shred them up and scatter them on your gardens, whether you just drop them off in your food forest, consider going to grab a whole bunch of leaves. Now, I'm also going to do a quick little segment here at the end on grass lawns, how you should treat the leaves that fall in your lawn. Don't rake them up. You may have noticed on a previous video, this maple here had beautiful red leaves. They're all gone now. Makes me sad. But you'll notice what I do with my leaves. I actually don't go around raking them up, putting them in bags at the end of my driveway, because that's quite frankly pretty silly when you understand what trees are doing and the value of these things. So what I do instead is I mow my grass one last time once they're all fallen down, and I shred them into my lawn. And next to these food forest strips, you'll see I kind of shred them and shoot them onto the food forest. Leaves are actually really, really valuable, and if we rake up the leaves, collect them, and extract them from our system, we're taking energy and nutrient off of our system. It's kind of a really silly thing to do. It's a silly way to treat your fertility. Instead, we should be trying to maximize them and turn them back into soil. Now that goes for trees, but it also goes for grass. If you want really nice grass, The worst thing that you can do is constantly mow it, keep it in a vegetative state, have it extracting nutrients from the root system constantly to regrow, and then at the end of the year, never actually let it do what it wants to do, which is turn into actual grass seed. Agent, it's the worst thing that you can do. Well, it's funny, this grass area I just redid, and if you notice, my neighbors' lawns are all brown, and it's because they don't have stuff like this in it. So we sow clover into our lawn, and we let the grass actually be grass. We don't mow it, to a perfect manicured height. We actually kind of let it grow photovoltaic panels, and collect that sunlight, put that root exudate down into the soil, feed the soil life, and have healthy soil. So we're building soil even with our grass lawn. So end of season, shredding up the leaves and leaving them right in the lawn. All those leaves over the winter time and in the spring will actually turn into, black gold topsoil. It's like you're naturally amending your grass with actual really rich composted topsoil. Now, I don't recommend just leaving them on the lawn because they will mat out, they will go anaerobic, and they'll smother the grass. So you do really need to shred them by running them over with a mulching lawnmower. And husbands, if you want to do the whole lazy thing there, go show your wives. There's a very good scientific reason behind why we want to just leave our leaves on our lawn. Got to shred them first, but you should leave them on your lawn. You shouldn't get rid of them. That's actually stupid. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.